Broadcasting live from the Meridics Veolia Studio Broadcast Center at Fordyce Center in Bellevue. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network as we have reached the final game in our triple header this evening, the Henry Hine Cup Winners Bracket Semifinal, the second Winners Bracket Semifinal between 4-seeded USN and the 1-seeded Tennessee Outlaws. The winner of this game will play Centennial in the Winners Bracket Final next Monday night at 7:40 on Rink A at Centennial. The loser of this game will play Hendersonville Beach on Wednesday night, meaning that as a result of whoever loses this game, a top 4 seed is going to be knocked out on Wednesday night because Hendersonville Beach are the 3 seed awaiting the loser of this game. As the Zambonis have to come back out onto the ice because it failed to go over a strip at center. Well, a strip down the middle of the ice. Again, we're running behind here because the Centennial Nolensville game went long. As it's gone over one strip and now just needs to go over this strip in the middle and then it can leave the ice. So the players can't come onto the rink until the Zamboni has gone over everything. And now the Zamboni will start making its way off the ice a second time. Hopefully it doesn't have to come back out a third time. So the players who are awaiting at the entrance to the rink from the hallway are having to wait on the Zamboni snow to be cleared off, and then everything else will be ready to go. And then we can finally have the players come out and do the pregame warm-up, the 3-minute warm-up. Well, here come the players out onto the ice. Both of these teams had comfortable victories in their first-round games last week. Talk about USN-BA-Nashville Christian first. They beat Summit Page 7-2. Ethan Barrow is their head coach. As we go over the stats for them. Aiden Osjenner has 4 points from 3 goals and an assist. Ryan Barrett with 4 points from 1 goal and 3 assists. Hoyt Sorensen and Eddie Crane each with 2 points from a goal and an assist. Vasily Santos with a point from a goal. And Nick Venable, Brody Wales, and Benton Laird each with a point from an assist. Jordan Palmieri played the game in full in goal, allowing 2 goals on 22 shots. Turned away the other 20. His save percentage in the postseason so far is .910. On to the Outlaws, coached by Matt Swinia, who just obliterated poor Station Camp Liberty Creek 8-0 last Monday. Hold on a second, folks. Let me take care of something here real quick. Hold on, folks. I'm just taking care of something here. All right. Now let's go over the Outlaws stat in that game last in the postseason. Jacob Shank had a double hat trick in that game last week. So he has 6 points, all from goals. Josh and Caleb Kane each have 3 points from assists. Aiden Suss has a point from a goal. Aiden Suss has 2 points from a goal and an assist. Jacob Rodriguez with 2 points from assists. Hayden Hall a point from a goal. Wyatt Whaley and Dean Sider each with a point from an assist. Braden Cyphers played the full game in goal, so he is a shutout. And he turned away all 10 shots that he faced. These two teams played each other twice in the regular season. USN-BA-Nashville Christian won the first meeting 11-4 on October 3rd. The Outlaws won the most recent meeting 5-2 on January 20th. As the warm-up clock is down to 0. The Pope Mount Juliet game should be an hour old by now. That's over at Centennial. Braden Cyphers starting in goal for the Outlaws. Jordan Palmieri starting in goal for USN-BA-Nashville Christian for this first period. Outlaws will carry the puck from my left to right. USN from my right to left as USN have the puck inside the Outlaws zone. Now Jacob Shank carries it into the USN zone left wing side as getting knocked down as the puck was dropped back to him as Caleb Kane. Now Josh Kane getting a stretch pass up the near side, drops it back to Caleb. Caleb's shot hit the body of Benton Laird as the puck is in the USN zone, and then they try to pass it back up top, and it went all the way back into the Outlaws zone. Caleb Kane, left wing corner, trying to pass it to Jacob Shank. Stolen by Eddie Crane. Crane ahead for Aiden Osgener. Osgener, left wing side of the Outlaw zone, splitting defenders, but Dean Sider tied up his stick. Now they're trying to put the puck out in front, but Sider intercepts. Here's Aiden Osgener now, left wing side of the Outlaw zone, carried to the slot, and he lost the puck. Now here is Andrew Leitz, right wing side of the USN zone, turning around at the end boards, or just above the right wing corner boards, I should say. Tied up with a puck. That's behind the net. Steven Cartiglia will track it down on the far side. Ahead for Hoyt Sorensen. Sorensen past the red line. Into the Outlaw zone. Oh, he got tripped by Leitz. He was going to go to the box for it. Leitz put the stick down and Sorensen fell over it. First play stoppage of the game, I think, is USN are going to get the first power play. No goals on the board yet. 11:16 to go in the first. And they score. Draw was to the left. Draw was to the left of Braden Cyphers. USN won it, and it's Brody Wales shooting it into the back of the net, so it takes just 8 seconds for USN to convert that power play and go up 1-0 with 11:08 to go in the first. Puck in the USN zone. And now hits in the Outlaw zone. Eddie Crane down the side. A shot. Oh, he hit the post to the left of Cyphers. Big break for the Outlaws there. Back the other way goes Aiden Suss, but the puck poked off his stick on the left wing side of the USN zone. Here's Benton Laird now. Oh, Mitch Profit was just over the blue line before Laird was. Triggering the offside whistle. 9:53 to go in the first. 1-0. USN, and there's a player on USN who has a blank back of his sweater. Oh, geez. Is Rich Mellon here? He would know who that is. Puck in the Outlaw zone. Puck on the USN zone on the far side. Here is Mitch Profit carrying it into the Outlaw zone. Puck goes to the inboards. Now it's behind the net. Cartiglia at the right point, passing down the wall. Oh, it's Roman Advani with the blank back of the sweater. Dean Sider now, right wing side of the USN zone. Has the puck taken away. Nick Venable now. Bringing into the Outlaws. Oh, shot, score! It took a deflection in the slot, slowed down and slid into the back of the net. It's going to be Venable's goal, and it's 2-0 USN with 8:38 to go in the first. Here's another chance for USN. Oh, and a puck passed over to Hoyt Sorensen into his right skate blade. That was coming from Vasily Santos. Now here are the Outlaws. A shot at the other end turned away by Palmieri. First shot on goal of the game for the Outlaws. And then Josh Kane with a shot. Oh, that missed the net. It was Jacob Schenk with the initial shot on the left wing side. Schenk a shot turned away by Palmieri. Back the other way come USN. Benton Laird to the front of the net, falls over and crashes into Cyphers, who then taps him on the top of the helmet with his stick. Laird crashed into the net and knocked it loose. And then Laird, in his frustration, throws the puck into the back of the net. Bob Cobb to the box. And I think they're going to call Laird to the box too. 7:40 to go in the first, 2-0 USN. I wonder if Cobb, nope, it's Santos is going to go to the box. And then he and Cobb say something to each other as Santos goes in the box. I wonder if Cobb is serving a penalty on behalf of Cyphers. Draws to Cyphers left. Look, are the Outlaws getting a power play? Because Santos' penalty has been put on the board here. USN would have to have a player exit the ice. A little bit of confusion here. Well, no, Santos' penalty has to come off the board then if they're coincident. Nope. Okay, they're going to drop the puck to the right of Palmieri, and a USN player is going to have to get off the ice while they're making their way down if it's an Outlaws power play. So who leaves the ice? Eddie Crane will exit the ice. So an extra penalty was called against USN and all that. Draw one by them. They try and clear. Jacob Schenk holds it in. Shot in the right point. Gloved and held on to by Jordan Palmieri. Draws to the left of Palmieri. Outlaws had it. Comes over to the far side. Nick Venable clears. Aiden Suss will chase it down. Suss in his own zone, standing behind his own net. Passes over to Jacob Schenk. Schenk Ahead to Clayton Ellsworth, and the puck knocked away from him as soon as he crossed the USN blue line. Here's Aiden Osgener. Ahead to Ryan Barrett. I thought that looked like offside to me as Osgener gets off a shot that sticked into the netting above the glass by Cyphers. It looked to me like Ryan Barrett had backed into the zone before the puck. 80 seconds left in the power play for the Outlaws. 7 minutes to go in the first. 2-0 USN the score. Draws to the left of Cyphers. Outlaws with it. Aiden Suss behind his own net. Steps out to his right. Passes up the far side. Jacob Shank. Over to Josh Kane, who leaves it for Shank inside the USN zone. Puts it in front. Redirected on goal. Turned away by Palmieri. That was Dean Sider with a redirect. And now Hoyt Sorensen's going to clear the puck out. Taken back by the Outlaws. Suss drops it back to Shank. Josh Kane. Shot. Looked like it glanced off the outside of the right or left-hand post. Now Ellsworth around the back of the net out to the left wing side. Turns and shoots, turned away by Palmieri. 30 seconds left in the power play for the Outlaws. Sider behind the net. Passes it up the slot. Shank holds it in. Passes over to Suss at the left point. Puck now behind the net. Suss puts it out in front. Ellsworth left circle, a shot. Knocked down. Suss with a rebound. Shot try from Sider. Stopped and covered up by Palmieri. 7 seconds left in the power play. 5:47 to go in the first. Still 2-0 USN. Draws to the right of Palmieri. Won by the Outlaws, and a shot stopped and held onto by Palmieri. Draw to Palmieri's right again. Won by the Outlaws. Penalty time against USN is up. They're back at even strength. Here's Ryan Barrett trying to get it ahead to Aiden Osgener, but the puck ends up going behind Osgener into the Outlaws zone. It's on the far boards. Now going to be carried out by Gage Eastland. Eastland into the USN zone. Pokes it ahead. Nick Venable with it. Ahead to Whaley off his skates. Hayden Hall passing it up the far side. Gage Eastland now hands it off. Andrew Leitz falls over. Still gets it over. Backhander stopped by Palmieri. That shot coming from Jacob Rodriguez. Now back the other way. Go USN, a 2-on-1. Osgener left wing side of the Outlaws zone in front. A shot. Stopped by Cyphers. Venable keeping it alive on the left wing side. Trying to pass the slot. That's broken up. Puck now on the left wing corner. Venable left point. Holds it in. Gets on a shot. Stopped by Cyphers. Puck over on the near boards. Profit backing up to the blue line. Sends it back down deep. Now Profit. Try to come out in front. Here's Profit again. Firing it down the wall. Puck is behind the net. Hayden Hall pushed off. Puck slapped around the boards and out. Venable. It's actually coming towards the USN net. Palmieri has to stop it. He'll leave it for Venable. Ahead for Osgener. Now Drake Dixon, but off Dixon's stick over to Aiden Suss, who carries it out to center. Suss now into the USN zone, taken away right of the blue line by Sorensen. Now Osgener back into the Outlaw zone. Left wing side, whiffed on a centering pass attempt. Now the puck out on the near boards. Cleared out. This will be an icing against the Outlaws. 3:41 to go in the first. Still 2-0 USN. Draw's going to be to the right of Cyphers. Won by the Outlaws, but given away. Here's Benton Laird trying to move to the slot. Gets up a shot. Stopped by Cyphers. Laird puts it out in front again. A backhander stopped, covered up by Cyphers on Eddie Crane. Draw's going to be to Cyphers' right. Won by USN. Puck behind the net. Aiden Suss trying to put it out in front to get it out. Now the puck over on the far side. Suss will catch up to it and carry it out. Aiden Suss, left wing side of the USN zone. Can't get around Brody Wales. Puck cleared out by Drake Dixon. Nico Pulley had it. Passed it up the ice. Taken back by USN. Puck is back in the Outlaw zone. Cleared out. Now brought back in by Eddie Crane, but given away. Hoyt Sorensen drops it back to center, but he gives it away to Clive Keeler. Keeler into the USN zone. Tied up. Now the puck put out in front of the USN net. Knocked away. Caleb Kane with it now. Oh, put it off the skates of Mitch Profit. Came on goal, and Palmeria to steer it away. We got a Outlaw player down in front of the USN net. It's Clive Keeler. 2:22 to go in the first. As Brody Wales has gone into the USN box. High sticking the call against Wales, as Keeler is still down in front of the USN net as Matt Swinia has come out onto the ice. So the Outlaws are going to have a power play here, another one. Clive Keeler, Outlaws freshman, goes to Fairview, which is not too far from here in Bellevue. As Jordan Palmieri will head to the USN bench for a breather, since this extra time is going to open things up for a little bit. And Clive Keeler now sitting up, and they're going to help him back to his feet. Keeler makes his way back to the bench, so Matt Swinia carrying his stick back. As he and Aiden Suss have a chat while he makes his way back to the bench. Draws to the right of Palmieri as we're ready to resume play. Won by USN. Here's Ryan Barrett sending it around to the near side, trying to get it out. Vasily Santos tried to clear. Held in Jacob Shank. Shank a shot from out high. I think it missed the net to the right of Palmieri. Puck out at center. Suss. Now Shank, who backhands it back into the USN zone. Puck is behind the net. Ryan Barrett sending it around to the far side. Held in left point. Suss tried to send it towards the net and was slowed up with a stick of Santos. Now Suss with it again at center after Ryan Barrett gave it back to him. Now Dean Sider, right wing side of the USN zone. Passing off to Ellsworth. Clayton Ellsworth. Dropping it down into the right wing corner for Sider. Back up top, Shank right point. Over to Suss, top of the left circle. Trying to get it to the front of the net, broken up. Puck went to the inboards off the stick of Vasily Santos. Minute left in the power play for the Outlaws. USN trying to get it out. Sider keeps it in. Here's Clay Ellsworth, left circle, in front of shot. Stopped and held on to by Jordan Palmieri. 47 seconds left in the power play. 68 seconds to go in the first. Still 2-0 USN. Draw is to the right of Palmieri. Won by the Outlaws. Past the slot off the skates of Eddie Crane and out. Dean Sider. Final minute of the first now. Sider brings the puck back into the USN zone on the right wing side. Trying to go to the front of the net. His shot stopped. And the rebound score. It's Jacob Rodriguez converting the power play. The puck came out to the slot. Palmieri slid too far to the right, and Rodriguez sends it into the back of the net to put the Outlaws on the board. 2-1 USN with exactly 50 seconds to go in the first period, excuse me. Puck in the USN zone, cleared out by the Tigers. Mitch Profit flips it into the Outlaws' end. Puck behind the net, 30 seconds left in the first. Puck in the left wing corner, Hayden Hall will clear it down ice for an icing. No icing waved off. I guess they thought that Wales and Laird were a little too lazy watching it. Here's Hoyt Sorensen. Carrying it out to center. Past the red line, into the Outlaw zone on the left wing side. Takes a shot, knocked down by Braden Cybers, and that's it for the first. USN jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Goals from Brody Wales and Nick Venable. But inside the final minute of the first, Jacob Rodriguez with a power play goal for the Outlaws. So it is 2-1 USN-BA-Nashville Christian over the Outlaws at the end of one in this this Henry Hine Cup winners bracket semifinal. Mount Juliet, Green Hill Lebanon beat Pope Prep CPA GCA 2-0. So the Preds Cup winners bracket final next Monday night will be Ravenwood and Mount Juliet. Braylon Cox with a game winner in the second. Jordan Antar added the insurance in the third. So Pope Prep CPA GCA will have to play Father Ryan on Wednesday night in an elimination game. 7:10 on Rink A at Centennial. So it'll be 5 versus the 7 in that one. Braden Cypher still in goal for the Outlaws. Jordan Palmieri still in goal for USN for the second period. USN will carry the puck from my left to right. Outlaws from my right to left. Outlaws with the puck in the USN zone. Now here comes Benton Laird to the other end of shot. Turned away by Cyphers from in tight. Another shot from Laird on the left wing board. Stopped and held onto by Cyphers. Puck now back in the USN zone. That's back in the Outlaws' end. Aiden Osgener keeping it into the blue line, getting off a shot, stopped by Cyphers. Big save by Cyphers. Puck sent back into the USN zone. Puck behind the USN net. Now it's in the right wing corner. Benton Laird over to Mitch Profit. Profit ahead for Eddie Crane. Crane left wing side of the Outlaws zone taking a shot. Gloved and held on to by Cyphers. As that took the first 83 seconds of the period off. 12:37 to go in the second still. 2-1 USN. Drawby to Cyphers right. Sorensen. Over to Cartiglia. Draw was to the right of Cyphers. Puck comes out near the net. Cyphers looks like he had it covered. He does have it covered at the far side. Draws to Cyphers right. Won by the Outlaws. Josh Kane clears the puck out. Gage Eastland ahead. Jacob Rodriguez in the USN zone. Rodriguez trying to drop it back. And Mitch Profit went after the puck, and so did Wyatt Whaley, and it went off their sticks and into the Outlaws bench. 11:55 to go in the second. Still 2-1 USN. Draw on the dot in front of the Outlaw bench. Won by USN. Given away. Wyatt Whaley across to Dean Sider. Sider try to get ahead to Jacob Rodriguez. Rodriguez bumps into Josh Kane. Rodriguez right wing side of the USN zone. Here's Kane, a shot. Went off a stick and over the net. Puck now back in the Outlaws zone. In the right wing corner, Sider picks it up. Carries it out, pushed into the board. Sider now. Right wing side of the USN zone, offside. Gage Eastland stepped in right before Sider did. 11:15 left in the second, still 2-1 USN. Draw on the dot in front of the Outlaw bench. One of the Outlaws, Nico Pulley, dumps it into the USN zone. Puck whipped around the boards to the near side. Now here's Hoyt Sorensen, right wing side of the Outlaw zone, going to the front of the net. Oh, and he slid it past the net to the left of the goaltender, Cyphers. Here's Jacob Schenk trying to clear, held in, and sent back down low by Mitch Profit. Hayden Hall behind the net. Trying to clear. Profit holds it in, trying to get it to the slot. Here's Nico Pulley banging it hard off the board. Schenk now passing it up the far side. Caleb Kane, right wing side of the USN zone, taking a shot. Stopped by Palmieri. Puck out at center. Hayden Hall. Now Caleb Kane up. Tried to pass ahead and went off a USN stick and into the Outlaw bench. 10:23 to go in the second, still 2-1 USN. Draw's going to be right at center. Drawing by USN, Ryan Barrett sending it into the Outlaw zone. Right wing corner boards, Wyatt Welty pushed into the boards. Puck comes up to the right point, Stephen Cartiglia fires it down. Now Aiden Osgener putting it behind the net over to the far side. Now comes out to the left point, Nick Venable passing down. to Barrett. Now in the slot. Eddie Crane, a backhander blocked by the skates of McLemore. Comes to the front of the net anyway, and Cyphers has to stop and cover. 9:48 left in the second, still 2-1 USN. Draw was to the right of Cyphers. Puck brought into the USN zone. It's behind the net. Nick Venable with it. Trying to pass ahead to Aiden Osgener. It was stolen by Jacob Shank. Puck comes back to Shank. Osgener trying to push him off of it. And here's Nick Venable leading a 3-on-2 for USN. Back into the Outlaw zone. Pass across. Osgener couldn't get his stick on it as McLemore pulled him down from behind. And McLemore's going to be called for it. Here's Osgener on the far boards. Passing up to the left point, Eddie Crane. Crane backhanding it down the wall. It's at the end boards, touched up by McLemore. They're going to call him for tripping. So USN back on the power play. Actually, I think this might be their first power play of the game. We're up 2-1 with 9:02 to go in the second. Draws to the right of Cyphers. Won by USN. Hoyt Sorensen in the slot. A shot. Kicked away by Cyphers with the right leg pad. The rebound is cleared out by Jacob Rodriguez, who has the only goal of the game so far for the Outlaws. USN's two have come from Brody Wales and Nick Venable. Hoyt Sorensen, left wing side of the Outlaws zone. Puck knocked away from him and cleared. Josh Kane on the poke, Rodriguez in the clear. Benton Laird, now Brody Wales. Right wing side of the Outlaw zone, a shot stopped, and then Cyphers pulls to the rebound to cover. 79 seconds left of the power play, 8:20 to go in the second, still 2-1 USN. Draw's going to be to Cyphers left. It's won by USN. Nick Venable on the blue line. Passing down the left wing side. Benton Laird put it in front. Oh, and Ryan Barrett with a redirect on goal. Stopped and covered up by Cyphers. Draw is to the right of Cyphers. Won by the Outlaws. Wyatt Whaley trying to clear it. Held in at the left point by Benton Laird. Pass down the wall. And I think it was Eddie Crane whiffing on the shot attempt on the left side. Now Osgener with a shot from the bottom of the right circle. Gloved and held onto by Cyphers. 52 seconds left in the USN power play. 7:53 to go in the second. Still 2-1 USN. Draw is to the left of Cyphers. Won by USN, Nick Venable. Passing over to Brian Barrett, right circle, a shot. Turned away by Cyphers, puck out on the far side. Held in at the left point, Nick Venable over to Benton Laird, and then poked away from Laird. 30 seconds left in the power play for USN. Laird gets it back at center, sends it back into the Outlaw zone. Hayden Hall banks it off the near boards and down. Nick Venable now behind his own net. Venable passing up the near side, Benton Laird. Laird back into the Outlaw zone. On the right wing boards. Barrett around the back of the net. Trying to put it in front. Osgener trying to stuff it in. Braden Cyphers denies him. And they blow the whistle. Penalty time against the Outlaws is up. They're back at even strength. 7 minutes left in the second, right at the halfway point of regulation. 2-1 USN. Draws to the left of Cyphers. Won by USN. But the Outlaws get it out. Josh Kane chasing it into the USN zone. Venable's going to get in front of him and get the puck. And then Kane falls over at the end boards, allowing Venable to clear it out. Aiden Suss. Suss going to go behind his own net. Send it to the near side boards and out. Here's Nick Venable. Venable. Pass ahead, intercepted at center by Suss. Suss. Far side of his own zone. Ahead to Clive Keeler off his stick. Now here's Hoyt Sorensen, left wing side of the Outlaws zone, trying to go to the front of the net. He's in front of shot. Knocked away by Cyphers. Vasily Sentis now trying to put it in front, but Cyphers isn't covered. 6:07 to go in the second, still 2-1 USN. Draws to the left of Cyphers. Outlaws win it. Here's Jacob Shank flipping it into the USN zone deep. It's behind the net. Benton Laird comes up with it. Puck cleared out. Puck is behind the net, center around the boards to the near side. Jacob Shank holds it in. Moving to the front of the net. Shot, score! Jacob Shank with a steal. Carries it to the front of the net and fires it into the back of it to tie the game up at 2 with 5:39 to go in the second. Puck in the Outlaw zone off the draw. Eli McLemore trying to clear. Held in by Mitch Profit. Connor Ivey pokes it away from Nick Venable. Now here is Mitch Profit. Trying to take it back to the Outlaw zone. Puck knocked off his stick. Vasily Santos. Backhanding it ahead off the stick of Connor Ivey. Santos now has to wait for Hoyt Sorensen to get it back outside. Now he brings it back into the Outlaw zone on the right wing. Drops it back up the wall. Sorensen a shot just over the net. Shooting from the top of the right circle. Venable. Now Santos behind the net. Trying to put it out in front. It went off the back bar on the bottom of the frame. Hoyt Sorensen. Vasily Santos just did not clear the zone when Sorensen brought it back in. 4:43 left in the second, still 2-2. Draw in front of the USN bench, won by the Tigers as Nick Venable's carrying it towards his own net. Now it's out at center, Aiden Osjenner. Nick Venable. Now Ryan Barrett going to carry it back in from center. Barrett left circle. Leaves it for Osjenner. One-timer stopped by Cyphers, and he covers up the rebound. 4:06 to go in the second, still 2-2. Draws to the left Braden Cyphers. Won by USN. Shot from Brody Wales blocked. Here's Jacob shaking the other end. A shot misses the net to the left of Jordan Palmieri. Just got a stat that read Outlaws are being outshot 15-7 here in the second. Shot total for the game is 21-13 in favor of USN. Ryan Barrett passing up the far boards to Hayden Osgener. Puck got away from him inside the Outlaws zone. Hayden Hall trying to clear. Held in by Ryan Barrett, given back to Hall. And now here is Caleb Kane through center. Into the USN zone. Puck poked off his stick as soon as he crossed the blue line. Now Ryan Barrett, right wing side of the Outlaw zone, taking a shot, blockered away by Cyphers. Osgener in the slot. Puck poked away from him. Ryan Barrett turns and shoots. That missed the net. Now the puck ends up out of play on the far side. 2:58 to go in the second, still 2-2. Draws to the right of Cyphers. Won by the Outlaws. Clive Keeler, could not get around Nick Venable as soon as he crossed the USN blue line. Venable with a puck now. Out on the far side. Puck up against the boards. Sent back down low by Josh Kane. Now here's Steven Cartiglia sending it around to the near side. Comes back to Abby Wagner. She passes ahead to Mitch Profit. Puck back in the Outlaw zone, excuse me. Outlaws get a hold of it. Josh Kane now at center on the near side. Backhanding it over to Jacob Rodriguez, who sends it back into the USN zone, trying to catch up to it. Cleared out by Venable. Here's Aiden Suss. Nope, Mitch Profit takes it back. Profit a shot. Turned away by Cyphers, closing the 5-hole. Puck passed across to Josh Kane. Kane across to Clive Keeler. Off his stick and back into the USN zone. It's on the far side. Venable. Tried to clear, knocked down right at the right point by Wyatt Whaley. Josh Kane with a shot, just missed the net to the left. A Palmieri and a rebound try off the boards from Clive Keeler was turned away by Palmieri. Here's Venable trying to clear, held into the right point by Whaley. Backhanded down the right wing side, a one-timer from Josh Kane turned away by Palmieri. Now Whaley again at the right point. Across to Suss, the left point. Tried to send it to the front of the net, hit the skates of Drake Denning, and out it goes. Here's Suss. Out on the far side, flipping it ahead, back into the USN zone, and it poked away and out. Hoyt Sorensen, right wing side of the Outlaw zone, last minute of the second. Puck over on the far boards. Passed out to the slot, comes to Santos, a one-timer stop by Cyphers, and the rebound over on the near boards. Puck behind the net, now it's over on the far side. Andrew Leitz clears it out. Brody Wales had it poked away by Connor Ivey right as he was crossing the Outlaw blue line, so it's brought in offside by Drake Dixon because Wales had fallen over inside the zone. 34.8 seconds to go in the second, still 2-2. Draw is going to be on the dot in front of the bleachers across from the USN bench. Won by USN. Hoyt Sorensen with it. 30 seconds left in the second. Sorensen past the red line into the Outlaw zone. Left wing side, he's in front of shot. Stopped by Cyphers. Rebound stopped by Cyphers on Vasily Santos. Draw is going to be to the right of Cyphers. Won by USN. Aiden Osgener on the far boards. Past the slot, intercepted Caleb Kane. Kane ahead for Jacob Shank. Shank at center. Into the USN zone, left wing side. Taking a shot. Stopped and held on to by Palmieri. Draw me to Palmieri's right with 8.7 seconds left in the second. Well, Aiden Osgener chasing the puck out to center. Nico Pulley takes it back from him, and that's going to be it for the second. Jacob Shank with the only goal of the second. And the Outlaws and USN are tied at 2 in this Henry Hine Cup Winners Bracket semifinal at the end of 2. So this is the only game still going on. The other 3 have all finished up. Shots on goal favoring USN 26-16 at the end of 2. Ready to start the third period. Braden Cypher still in goal for the Outlaws. Jordan Palmieri still in goal for USN for this third period. Outlaws will carry the puck from my left to right. USN from my right to left. Can somebody find a game winner here in this third period, or will we have to settle it in OT just like Centennial and Nolensville did? USN clearing the zone clearing the puck out of their zone off the draw. It's an icing against the Tigers. Draw was to the left of Palmieri, won by USN. Here is Ryan Barrett, left wing side of the Outlaw zone, tried to leave it for Eddie Crane. It's cleared out by Josh Kane. Puck sent back into the Outlaw zone. Hayden Hall wants to clear. Held into the right point, sent back down the wall by Brody Wales. There's a nudge generous shot from down low, turned away by Cyphers. Ryan Barrett keeping it alive. Backhanded across, intercepted, knocked out by Jacob Shank. Puck now back in the Outlaw zone on the right wing side. Osgener behind the net. Falls over. Now Osgener comes back out in front. A shot turned away by Cyphers. The rebound hopped away from Crane and was cleared out. Puck sent back into the Outlaws zone. They clear it out. Clayton Ellsworth had it poked away. Jacob Shank now at center. Over to Caleb Kane. Kane now Ellsworth, right wing side of the USN zone. Ellsworth taking a shot. Would have gone past the net. But Palmieri gloves and hangs on to it just to be safe. 12:26 left in regulation. Outlaws still lead, or it's still tied at 2, excuse me. Here's Josh Kane, right wing side. USN zone getting past the defender, getting off a shot. That's stopped and held on to by Palmieri. Draw's going to be to Palmieri's left. USN win the draw, but give it away. Josh Kane, a slap shot, gloved and held on to by Palmieri. Draws to the right of Palmieri. One by the Outlaws. Puck out at center. Here is Aiden Suss. Oh, he gave it away to Hoyt Sorensen inside his own zone. Now Santos with a backhander. Knocked away with a blocker of Cyphers. Puck comes up to the left point. Nick Venable, a shot. Bounces past the net. Puck out on the far side. It's cleared at, nope, held in at the right point by Stephen Cartiglia. Mitch Profit has it poked away. Back the other way goes Clive Keeler, left wing side of the USN zone. A backhander went behind the net. And the puck comes to Josh Kane, and the slotted shot hit Cartiglia. Puck on the left wing corner. Now it's behind the net. Profit. Now Nick Venable behind his own net. Passing to his left, it's off the boards, back down, it's going to go for an icing. 10:56 left in regulation, it is still 2-2. Draw is going to be to the right of Palmieri. It is won by Outlaws. Andrew Leitz sending it around the boards to the near side. Now Aiden Osgener on the far side brings it to center. Into the Outlaws zone on the right wing side. Trying to go to the front of the net. Shot missed. Benton Laird, a shot through traffic, turned away by Braden Cyphers. And we're going to have a penalty against the Outlaws, it looks like, as Wyatt Whaley pushed Eddie Crane into the boards behind the net. Boarding, a 2 and a 10. Oh boy. So someone's going to have to serve the 2 for Whaley. USN back on the power play, game tied at 2, 10:15 to go in regulation. Draw is going to be to Cypher's right. Elijah Freeman is going to serve the penalty for the Outlaws. Draw going to be to Cypher's right. One by the Outlaws. They'll clear. Puck in the USN zone. Eddie Crane with it. Ahead to Ryan Barrett. Nope, went past Barrett, so it's slapped to the other end of the rink by Nico Pulley. Puck on the far boards. Aiden Osgener now at center. Back into the Outlaw zone on the right wing side. Now it's in the slot. Ryan Barrett, a shot blocked, gets another shot, score! Cyphers was screened. Barrett slips it into the back of the net to convert the power play. USN go up 3-2 with 9:40 to go in regulation. Thrown by USN, but the Outlaws take it and send it back into the USN zone. Vasily Santos now left wing side of the Outlaws zone. Drops it back in the slot, trying to get it to Sorensen, intercepted by Clay Ellsworth. Ellsworth to center. Back in the USN zone, drops it back. Jacob Shank in the slot, a shot! Gloved and held on to by Palmieri. 9:09 to go in regulation, still 3-2. USN. Draw is going to be to the left of Palmieri. Here's Jacob Shank, a shot. Oh, just missed the net to the left of Palmieri. Clay Ellsworth now. Sending it down the wall behind the net. Caleb Kane trying to stuff it in at the left-hand side of the net. It's covered up by Palmieri. 8:46 to go in regulation. Still 3-2 USN. Draw is going to be to the left of Palmieri. Draw one by USN, came around to the far side. Jacob Schenk had a shot that was blocked. Bob Cobb inside his own zone. Tried to pass ahead, knocked down with the stick of Osgener. Eddie Crane, a shot, missed the net. Missed it high and a bit wide. Here's Jacob Schenk out at center. Pass to Clay Ellsworth. Ellsworth into the USN zone. Puck swept away from him. Eddie Crane back in the Outlaws zone on the left wing side. Gets a push. Now here's Aiden Osgener. Getting knocked down by Bob Cobb. Eddie Crane put it in front, intercepted by Aiden Suss. Suss stretch pass up the far side. Jacob Schenk with it inside the USN zone, but taken away by Ryan Barrett. Puck whipped around to the near side and out. Dean Sider, now Benton Laird. Laird, puck out on the far side. It is back in the Outlaw zone, tracked down by Eli McLemore. Oh, and he whiffs on the pass attempt. Sends it ahead to Dean Sider. Sider ahead to Caleb Kane, who's in the USN zone, taking a shot, missed the net to the left. Palmieri, puck put in front, knocked away from, actually went off the stick of Jacob Rodriguez. It came in front. Now Rodriguez past the slot. Here's Jacob Schenk, a shot, gloved and held on to by Palmieri. 7:09 to go in regulation, 3-2 USN. Draw is to the right of Palmieri. There's one by the Outlaws, but Josh Kane had it intercepted. Puck now going into the left wing corner. Mitch Profit trying to clear. It's out at center. Sent back in by Eli McLemore, but Josh Kane had to get back on side. Now it's brought back in. Kane, a shot. Oh, went through the crease and passed the net to the left of Palmieri. There's Jacob Rodriguez now. Carrying it back into the USN zone. Took a bump from a defender. Trying to get it down low to Clive Keeler. It's intercepted and brought out. Nick Venable into the Outlaw zone. Sends it down to the end boards. Picked up by Dean Sider. Sider will carry it out. Sider lost the puck as he crossed the red line. Now Vasily Santos brings it back into the Outlaw zone. Got Osgener going to the front of the net, but pass attempt was broken up by Nico Pulley. Gage Eastland ahead to Josh Kane, who falls to his knees inside the USN zone. But here's Eastland, whiffing on a shot as he went to the slot. Puck out at center. That's back in the Outlaw zone. Hayden Hall with it. Here's Hayden Hall. Back into the USN zone on the right wing side. Puts it out in front, but Gage Eastland had to go off his stick and pass the net. Now the puck comes around to the near side. Cleared out by USN. Here's Andrew Leitz sending it to the far side. Josh Kane dumps it into the USN zone, cleared out by the Tigers. Here's Osgener, left wing side of the Outlaws zone. Puts it in front. Oh, and a redirect from Ryan Barrett, stopped and covered up by Cyphers. 5:08 to go in regulation. Still 3-2 USN. Draw is going to be to the right of Cyphers. USN with it, Hoyt Sorensen. Out to the blue line, shot blocked, and the puck goes out to center. Puck pass across was knocked down by Caleb Kane, but he couldn't keep possession of it. That occurred inside the USN zone. Sorensen. Now Santos sends it back into the Outlaws end. Puck back in the Outlaws zone. Cleared out. Drake Dixon with it at center. Sends it back in, but right to Clayton Ellsworth. Ellsworth past the red line. Dumps it into the USN zone. Puck comes around the boards to the far side. Caleb Kane fires it past the net from out high. Far boards, Jacob Shake a shot. Hit Dixon, I think. Hoyt Sorensen carries to center. Back into the Outlaw zone, but Clay Ellsworth was holding him as he was going down the ice. So he'll go to the box. Wyatt Welty still in the box, by the way, serving his 2 and 10 for boarding from earlier in the period. So USN back to the power play, up 3-2 with 3:56 to go in regulation. And somebody's called a timeout here. I'm not sure who. Looked like it was USN because all their players went to the bench while the Outlaw players were ready to go for the faceoff. So I'm guessing it's USN who called the timeout. I see a few, I guess, rec league players hanging out in the little tunnel to get onto the ice. Their game's going to be getting started a little late. Blame Centennial and Nolensville if you have to blame somebody. They're the reason we're behind schedule. That's a big reason why at the National Collegiate Roller Hockey Championships, after about 6 games, we do a 15-minute rink break to try and get things back on schedule. The game ends at noon. Next one starts at 1:15 to try and get things back on schedule. It's not always needed. Play back underway, and offside called against USN. Benton Laird couldn't keep the puck in the zone at the left point. Draw on the dot in front of the USN bench, won by the Outlaws. Cleared down ice, Benton Laird with it. Poked away from him. Here's Laird. Back into the USN zone on the right wing side. Tried to go to the front of the net, but puck got away from him right when he got past a defender. Here's Laird. Passing down to Aiden Osgener. Back up top, Laird at the right point. Laird a shot. Turned away by Cyphers. Puck behind the net, Vasily Santos. Now Osgener behind the net. Passed up to the left point, Venable. Now Barrett behind the net. Under a minute left in the power play for USN. Osgener. Behind the net for Barrett. Comes out in front. Barrett a shot. Oh, turned away by Cyphers. Osgener. Now Barrett. Now Aiden Suss. Taken away by Osgener at center. Osgener had to wait for Barrett to get back inside. Now he brings it back into the outlaw zone. Barrett in front. Santos. Oh, what a save. But he puts it in back of the crease and Barrett scores. Cyphers made a tremendous right leg pad save on Santos, who then backhanded it back into the crease. It was right at the goal line. Barrett shoves it in to convert the power play and put USN up 4-2 with 2:15 to go in regulation. 3 of USN's goals in the power play, including 2 here in the second. And it looks like it's going to be a USN Centennial Winners Bracket final next Monday night. Puck in the USN zone behind the net. Out on the near side. Now it's out at center. Mitch Profit. Into the outlaw zone on the left wing. Puck got away from him. Hayden Hall carries to center. When does Matt Swinney call Braden Cyphers to the bench? Here's Hall. Right wing corner. Clive Keeler behind the net. Puck coming out to the far side. Now Clive Keeler again, left wing corner in front for Rodriguez. Knocked away from him. Here's Nick Venable. He'll clear it down ice for an icing. 88 seconds to go in regulation, 4-2 USN. Surprised the Outlaws aren't going to use a timeout here. I guess they are because everyone's headed to the bench. So both teams have used their timeouts now. The Outlaws have not lost a game since November 7th when they lost 6-3 to the Rampage to close out the first part of the regular season. They had 5 wins and 2 ties in the second part of the regular season that allowed them to claim the Hine Cup 1 seed. The net is empty for the Outlaws. Braden Cyphers on the bench. 88 seconds to go in regulation. 4-2 USN draws to the left of Jordan Palmieri. So the extra attacker on for the Outlaws. USN win the draw, get it down ice for an icing. Nope. Okay. Whistle was a little long, or took a little bit for the whistle. Draw's going to be to the left of Palmieri once again. Draw one by the Outlaws. Puck sent towards the front of the net, but Nick Venable intercepts. Now it's behind the net. Clay Ellsworth trying to pass the slot that went off a stick back to the inboards. Dean Sider with it now. Last minute of regulation. Left point Aiden Suss. Had it poked away. And now Aiden Osgener giving chase. Backhanding it to the empty net. Oh, and it missed to the left of it. Break for the Outlaws there. Puck now out on the far boards. USN clear, but only as far as center. Sider. Back into the USN zone on the right wing side. Under 30 seconds to go now. Puck back in the USN zone. Clay Ellsworth and Aiden Suss bump into each other as it is iced by Drake Dixon, I think. 14.6 seconds to go. Draw is going to be to the right of Palmieri. One by USN, they clear. Only as far as center. Eli Michaelmore drops it back. Jacob Shank trying to keep it away. Puck over on the near side boards. Mitch Profit fires it into the empty net. With 0.3 of a second left, the goal's going to count. And they let the clock run down to 0, and that is it. USN-BA-Nashville Christian and Centennial will face each other next Monday night in the Henry Hine Cup Winners Bracket Final as USN win this Winners Bracket semi 5-2 over the Outlaws. An impressive victory for Ethan Barrow and the Tigers. And on Wednesday night, the Outlaws will play Hendersonville Beach. 1 seed versus a 3 seed. So a top 3 seed is going to be knocked out on Wednesday night. Either the 1 or the 3. That is crazy. I don't think anybody would have seen that coming at the start of this postseason. That a top 3 seed is going to get knocked out from the Henry Hine Cup in week 2. Wow. That is nuts. That is crazy. Connor Ivey and Hoyt Sorensen helping get the nets out of the peg so the Zamboni can get out there and they can clear the ice for the Rec League games to start as the USN-BA-Nashville Christian players are greeted with a deserved round of applause. It's the 4 versus the 6 in the winners bracket final next Monday night. The 4 or the 6 is going to get the first ticket to the Hine Cup final 2 weeks from Wednesday night. Wow. The goals for the Outlaws scored by Jacob Rodriguez and Jacob Shank. The goals for USN-BA-Nashville Christian, 2 for Ryan Barrett, and 1 each from Mitch Profit, Nick Venable, and Brody Wales. Shots on goal, well, they've disappeared from the board now, but Ryan Barrett is player of the game with 2 goals, including the game winner, as USN-BA-Nashville Christian win this one 5-2. So the night in GNASH is done. All 4 games are in the books. And let's just go over those final scores with you. In the Henry Hine Cup Winners Bracket semifinals, it was Centennial beating Nolensville-Ensworth-Lipscomb 5-4 in a shootout. And just now, USN-BA-Nashville Christian beating the Tennessee Outlaws 5-2. And in the Preds Cup Winners Bracket semis, it was Ravenwood beating MBA 7-1. And Mount Juliet Green Hill Lebanon beating Pope Prep CPA GCA 2-0. So on Wednesday night, the elimination game schedule looks like this. 7:10 on Rink A at Centennial. It's losers bracket quarterfinals, by the way. Father Ryan taking on Pope Prep CPA GCA. That's the Preds Cup 7 versus the 5. 8 o'clock over on Rink 2 here in Bellevue. Hendersonville Beach taking on the Outlaws. Hine Cup 3 versus Hine Cup 1. So a top 3 seed in the Hine Cup is going to be out after Wednesday night. A top 4 seed is going to be out of the Predators Cup after Wednesday. 4 seed Brentwood taking an MBA. The 3 seed on Rink B at Centennial. And then at 8:40 on Rink B at Centennial. Hine Cup 5 seed Summit Page taking on 2 seed Nolensville Ensworth Lipscomb. We'll have that Brentwood NBA game for you on Wednesday night, 8:25 pregame for an 8:30 face-off because, again, a Preds Cup top 4 seed is going to fall, and that's always a big story. So either Brentwood or NBA will get their heads cut off or will meet the guillotine on Wednesday night. All right, it is past 10 o'clock, and I think it's time to wrap up for the night. It's been a long day here at the rink. It's been a pretty good one. We had a really good game between Centennial and Nolensville. A decent game between NBA and Ravenwood that turned crappy in the third. And an okay game, pretty good game for a while between the Outlaws and USN. Our on-air finals tonight. Centennial 5, Nolensville Ensworth Lipscomb 4 in a shootout. Ravenwood 7, Montgomery Bell 1, and just now USN-BA-Nashville Christian 5. Tennessee Outlaws 2. I'm Michael Hackney. Thank you all so much for listening, and we'll talk to you again Wednesday night at 8:25 for Brentwood NBA. Good night from Fordyce Center in Bellevue, everybody.